Hey there, my dudes. It's Bubsy the Bobcat here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a sort of, I don't know, video breakdown of some kind where I just sort of show how I put together a lot of the effects I do. People have asked for this in the past every once in a while. This isn't going to be a main channel video. This is just going to be like a Patreon, Twitter thing. So let's just jump right into this. We're going to start off with the blend S thing I did for my last video. Just to start out, when I do stuff like this where I am recreating something, I'll actually have the original video underneath it so that I can like compare how it looks. So like I fully recreated everything in here except for one part. So like to do that, I would just, I would put stuff together and then I would check and say, okay, this looks about right, and check against the original. So that's why I have this down here at the very bottom for most of this. And so the first part here is just some stars that animate in. Very, simple motion tracking. Everything is just like tracked in like this. Nothing particularly special. The only thing in here that's a little interesting is the ring that goes around, which is actually masked in like this, and then partially transparent to make it give the effect of what the show does there. These right here, so these title cards are mostly just GIMP projects that I put together the layout and then I just cut it up and animated it in. So the text in the show does this thing where it sort of slides in like this, and it's not a complex effect to do, but just it just takes a bunch of fucking layers because you have to put each letter in the right spot. I think I made a cool little steps. I skipped some steps here by having most of the letters be in one template here and just masking them in as they come in, so that saved me some time. The check mark is repeatedly used throughout this. Oh, which one is the check mark? It's hard to tell. These are so small. Yeah, here's the check mark. So the check mark is actually also just masking, where I have this image of a check mark and I just mask it in as it would kind of like swoosh in, and looks fine to me. The actual characters are green screened. When I do recordings like this for most games, I will float the character up in the air, hide the game world. I'll find a good spot that has the lighting I want. I use in Dark Souls 3 I use the Great Belfry. I float up in the air above the Great Belfry, and the lighting there is very neutral. It's very white, so it's perfect for recording. And then I just green screen everything out and set myself into whatever animation I need to, and all good to go. I also color correct these a little bit to make them closer to what the background is, because you can kind of tell without the color correction. It's very subtle, but it's a stupid little subtle change that makes the background match the character's lighting a little bit. Stuff that no one fucking notices, but I do it anyway. All of these are pretty much the same. For the Emerald, or for the Emerald Herald but bad, whatever her name is. I don't know, Firekeeper. We'll just call her Firekeeper Lady. Waifu. Damage testing waifu. There you go. The way I recorded her was I turned off the game collision and like moved the camera into a specific part, and froze it, and then I had to do an emote off screen, and it was on. This one was annoying because I had to do a lot of shit because I couldn't just float her up in the air. Because I don't know how to make her just float up in the air, and I can't move her to the belfry, so I had to do a lot of dumb shit. You can actually see part of the map is still there, and there's a horrible thing where when you turn off the map in Firelink, the characters get these really bad glows around them because of the HDR lighting fucks up super bad. Because Dark Souls 3 is a good game, so like you have to keep the map on, which just makes it such a fucking chore because you have to like make sure you're not in frame. Most of the stuff is the same throughout. It's just little changes, like having the names and stuff be goofy. Being a genius does help a lot. Pro tip, just so you know. Nothing particularly special. The Patches face actually is kind of funny. So I use the sliders from Zoe the Witch had sliders out for all the NPCs, and I made Patches' face, but it took so long I got annoyed, and I actually used Patches' face on every character here. Just that you can see Patches' face there. You can't see it on really any of the other ones here though. You can see it really drastically in that part, but we'll get to that in a second. This is just upside down. There's you know, I just flipped it upside down. There's nothing special there. This, I actually gave him the Higgs speed, so he's going like fucking super fast. Like it's a Limit Breakers reference. Don't sue me again, please. Nothing else to really say. There's some like cute animation there with the background, and then we have the ignorant slaves. The whole joke. Haha, slaves are funny. Then we have this little bit. You can probably tell that I reused this animation from over here. It's exactly the fucking same because I'm lazy. These are just, so this animation here where they're standing up is the when you are loading into a game in Dark Souls 3, you stand up off the ground, and I reuse that animation to make them stand up into frame, because that's, I think the show does that same thing, where, hold on, yeah, they kind of like come in from the sides a little bit more, but you know, I went with what I had. The background here is just some gradients, some you know, minor stuff like that to kind of recreate what the show does. This image is fucking huge too. Like it's, I think it's like a 4K image almost, because it needed a huge image to do that. Then we have this part where you can definitely see here that every character is Patches. Like, holy shit. It's fucking Patches with boobs, dude. What is this? And it's small enough in shot that you're not going to notice unless you're me. But still, you could just fucking Patches in every face. It's great. Then I actually, so this is where I cheated super hard on this video. I actually use the original footage for this one segment, and the way I do it, I make it look almost seamless. The problem is the frame rate changes, but the frame rate changing isn't too big a deal. So I actually mask in all the stars, and then Vegas crashed. Oh, of course it was gonna happen. So what I did is I masked in the stars, and it gets to a point where the stars cover the whole screen, and then it switches to the original video. So we're just gonna, dude, you have no idea how many times I've seen that fucking image in my life. Ignore my desktop, it's horrifying, I know. Like, it's actually like the worst thing ever, but I just am too lazy to clean it up. Alright, back to where we were. Fuck hell. I knew it was gonna crash. I was like aware that it was just about to crash because it was acting super like laggy, and I was like, alright, fuck. So this part I cheated on. This is just the original video. Because doing 3D effects in Vegas is horrifying, and while I can do some of this stuff, like a lot of this stuff I could animate, there's no characters in it. So like I would just be copying it verbatim at that point, and what's even the point if I'm just gonna be making the exact same thing? So I just used like 10 seconds of footage there. This is where it cuts back in, where you have these lines come across and this text animates in. So this is actually kind of interesting. Like, pull up this project file. Oh god, there's so many files. Look at this. This is the project files for this fucking video. Do you understand? Like, so much work goes into this. It's so obscene. I gotta find, I believe it's this one is the one that's important. Oh, we're waiting for GIMP to load, you know, oof. I should have opened this earlier. Dude. Letting that load up. It's this, looking for fonts, this may take a while. Indeed, it is taking a while. I don't know why it always does this. It's so slow to load the first time, and then it's fine for the rest of the time I use it. Yeah, okay, good. I was considering making a cut there, but I don't want to cut this. This is like the most no effort video ever. So here is the original Blend S text. Here is my rendition, and here is the a standard Japanese font. So this right here says hot meme, and I tried to stylize it to match almost exactly with the original logo style, and I think I did okay. It wasn't perfect, but I mean, you know, they look to be in the same-ish style. I could have done better if I knew more about Japanese, but I had a friend translate for me, and he was like, "It close enough," is what I think he said. So that worked out. And there's like a whole bunch of, like, you can see how many fucking layers I have. I work in layers very, very aggressively so that I can make changes without fucking things up. And so how this is animated, you'll notice like everything comes in like this. That's like the show does this as well. Oh, if it'll actually, yeah, there we go. So the show does something similar, where the letters come in like all in pieces and stuff. And I tried to emulate that a bit, where it comes in like this. And the way that works is a whole bunch of masks all slide in on different parts at very well coordinated timing, and it comes together like that. It took a little while to put that together, but I think the effect turned out really nice. I was really happy with it. This part right here is actually in another project, so I use sub projects for fucking everything. Because I'll tell you what, if you ever want to start editing like complex stuff like this, make sub projects. Sub projects will save your life all the fucking time. The idea is that having everything in one project, you end up with like a trillion layers. On this one, I have 14 layers, which is not that much, because it's because I made this part of the video as one separate project from the main part of the video, so I didn't have to like try and cram this into a much bigger project that would just cause it would cause everything to crash more often, and it just simplifies your life. And this little logo is a sub project that I animated, and it's basically just like in the show is, where it comes around in a circle and then animates in, and then you get a fucking E, and there's an E meme, real simple stuff. And I actually think I janked this. I hijacked the I think I did. Yeah, I hijacked the this part from the show. I was like, I could animate this, but I am tired and I want to go to bed. So I was like, I'm just going to steal this with a mask. And I totally did. kind of a meme, but it's one of those things where I was running out of time. I actually cut this. I originally was going to have part of the Navy SEAL copy pasta underneath that. It would look like that. But I personally thought it looked better without it, even though the show has some text down there, so I just left it. It's probably because I couldn't find the right font for that anyway. It just didn't look quite right. And that is the Blend S intro. How far are we in on this already? It's been 12 minutes. 12 minutes to explain 20 seconds of video. Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's good. It took like 10 hours to do too, so, it's like 1 hour for every 2 seconds of video. It's good, right? Oof. Let's see. Let's move on. I want to show you guys the main part of this video, which is this one, 3F. You notice I don't name my files very coherently. I just sort of give them little subtitles of like what they are in relative to the main project, which is DS31H, Dark Souls 3 in one hit. It's fucking great. I also don't save a lot of my raw source files besides like core stuff, so a lot of files are going to be missing in here. You can see a lot of stuff. I've already deleted a lot of stuff because I have a 2 terabyte drive. I have a 1 terabyte drive. Sorry. This is the recording drive, and it's always fucking full because I record so much footage, and I don't use a lot of it, but I just record so much. I have to like delete stuff out really often to like make room for more. And I was gonna show some of the other edits in here because there's nothing as complicated as that intro sequence, but might as well just go through. So this is the sub project right here. You can actually see that whole project is just now one layer down here with all the different. I don't think I brought this up. Yeah, I mark my projects, so whenever I have a queue, I put a mark in it and I give it a letter or a name or something like that. It helps you keep organized. So like start right here, and then you have E, and this is where I edit into the E part, where I just do a bunch of fucking effects and like overly high contrast, baking the fucking image till it's deep fried, good stuff. And like video stars where that intro ends. Like all these little cues are very helpful. And I mean there's so much cheating too. Like that's not actually a real summon sign. It's like a summon sign I made and put in. He wasn't even actually summoned. We use the animation, so we just, instead of actually summoning people, we just hack the animation to be whatever animation we need, which in this case is the summoning in animation, stuff like that. There's some text. There's this great axe, which I have the great axe itself. You can see some bits. I had to mask out some pieces because there's just it's hard to get stuff exactly as you want on a green screen sometimes. You have to cheat, and that's the nature of life. There's also this, so this is the glow around it. I do this a lot. I'll just set the contrast to either pure white or pure black, and then Gaussian blur, and it gives you a nice like subtle effect around the image there. It's good stuff. It's really useful. You can use it in a lot of different ways. Missing images. There's the way that I did this fucking bit that you can't see is I just kind of chroma keyed out a certain color and then masked around it to make it like look like it was coming out of the fog. There's a Victory Royale that was stolen from somewhere. This is all custom. It's just, you know, it's based on Final Fantasy X's Overdrive thing. I wanted to make an overkill meme, and I had to make this fucking image too. This right here. I think it did a pretty good job. It looks like the original game. And yeah, just, you know, it's an overkill meme. Haha. Funny joke from 10 years ago ish. There's a million hit markers that are tracked. This was a pain. It doesn't even look very good personally. I did it and it was like, it's okay. This is like multiple wet reverbs done. So like I have the really far away wet reverb, the kind of in the middle, and then the up close one. Oh wait, no, yeah, this is the far away one, this is the middle one, and this is the up close one. And then there's that fucking Thanos image. I'm not gonna click on that because I don't want to get in trouble. And then some Max Mofo stuff, which is just masked in, so like you can see it's tracked just so you can't see the edges of the door, and it's in between these bits here. So this is just on a green screen. Nothing particularly interesting there. Don't touch the spooky cup, and then a really loud noise because haha, loud noises are funny. This is I placed the camera with Cheat Engine, and I just tracked my dude as he was walking down the aisle. This is really simple to do. It looked nice, I thought. So here's the actual important bit. There's the Smash intro shit that was super fun to make. Just to start off, I guess, there's a couple different points to this. There's this text, which is text I made in GIMP. I have all these still, I think. I can actually pop this open. Maybe. I'm gonna have to find out which one it is. It's not that one. Hold on. Where is it? I think it's... Yeah, here you go. Here's the project for this. Like, each of these is just separate layers of things. And I had it all done in one project, and I just exported the layers. So, not really complicated, just little Photoshop work. Yeah, well, having these all in separate layers, and they come in from the side, so little animation there. The lens flare at the top is this, I think. Yeah, so there's a little lens flare, which is used to kind of accentuate them coming in. It's kind of subtle. It's probably a little overdone, actually. It's a little too bright, but I just was a little rushed. Oh, well, it didn't crash, at least. The characters themselves come in. They have a low luminance, so if you notice, the character, when it's coming in, is purely black, and it brightens up as it comes across. Once again, subtle shit that I think looks nice. There's a little... The screen flash is done with an actual, just a white image that fades in and then fades out. So that's how I did that, because it's easier to manage that way than actually like fading things or cross-fading things. Then we have the shadowing. So there's two shadows. There's what I would call, words, a SSEO style shadow. So it's fake, obviously. It's like, you know, it's video effects. So what it is that it blends the character into the scene by having a shadow directly underneath them that just sort of blurs away from them. It looks like basically having the brightness and contrast set super low, and then a Gaussian blur. That's all there really is to it. It's even noticed, like, it looks very stark like this, and then it looks like it blends in better this way. So, like, you know, you do like 50%, looks great. The background shadows are just offset larger shadows. So, like, you know, I just kind of zoomed in a bit, and, you know, it creates this nice little effect in the background of the shadow of the character in the distance, sort of like a backdrop shadow. And then the last thing is there's the gradients, which are just actual gradients. And I also have a lens flare that's very, very, very small and in the background. And I think it's blended on, oh no, it's blended on Source Alpha. Never mind. Normally I use like Dodge or something like that, but it works fine here. And it just moves a little bit. It adds a little more to the background, makes it a little more interesting of a scene to have that extra lens flare kind of across. So you have a gradient, and then you have a lens flare in the corner that's moving, and it kind of it creates a nice effect, I think. It's, you know, maybe not. I like it. So same thing for all these cards. They all work the same, and I have some noises coming out of his mouth. You know, that noise is my favorite. I fucking love that stupid sound. There's a hit marker here because it's not a bad video unless you have a hit marker. To be honest, these are all the same. Like, it's the same effect done 5 times in a row, so nothing really there. And I think right about here I realized I have like a day left to finish this video, and I'm only halfway done, and that's when I was just like, all right, that's it, I'm out. I have nothing left. I just gave up and did some black text. It was kind of a joke of contrast to have like all this like animated stuff and then just like literally fucking generic text. And I really was like out of time. Because I try to make these videos in a week when I can. Usually I run out of time, but in this case I just barely made it. I stayed up for like 30 hours straight to finish out the rest of this video, and I was very happy. As for these little memes, it's literally just custom shake. I wish that Sony Vegas had a tool to do shake automatically, because I still do them by hand, and it's so tedious. But it's just a bunch of little things. It's a zoom that's done through a pan and crop, I think. So yeah, just like it zooms in like that on a fast keyframe. And then I have these little things coming from the sides at the same time. It creates a nice little effect where it's zooming in, the things come in like, and then you have a little bit of that anime speed lines like subtly done in the background. It's just light enough that you can't really tell unless you're looking for it. The shaking, like I said, is all custom, and I just wish there was a tool to do it automatically. It's so tedious. I hate it. Every time I have to do shake, I just like cringe a little bit, like, oh fuck, here comes 20 minutes of just pressing the arrow keys. This was a dumb joke followed by throwing something at somebody. So pro inferno tip of the day: if you have to do something thrown and animated, do the rotation in one layer like this. So the rotation, this is only rotation, and then do the actual motion tracking on the upper layer of that. So the motion track is done here, so I don't have to do the spin and the tracking at the same time. They're done separately, which saves me a headache, because doing them both at the same time will make you want to die. I am not joking. I know that from experience. I have done it the wrong way in the past. I learned, and I was like, yes, there's some Phil Swift motion tracked. This is fake. Oh yes, ruining the magic. This is fake. It did not. The game didn't crash here on the Yorm fight. I just didn't. I just faked to crash. Like it's all just like photoshopped in, and I think I did a pretty good job. It looks real as fuck, that's for sure. My reasoning was that I liked that clip of us all doing the sword slams. You can't one-shot him, like, legitimately. Like, for some strange reason, the Stormruler sword's damage is not affected by like hyper mode and like buffs, so we can't push the damage any higher than we did. So just, you know, rip, that's it. There's some more stuff that's fake. it's fake. I don't know why I just saved the project. That was dumb. It doesn't matter. It's not like I'm gonna need it anymore. This is the last thing I'm gonna do with it, hopefully. That's more footage, and this isn't fake. I did actually delete the game. This is like legit. This is all simple stuff as well, nothing special here, and I'm honestly thinking that's probably about it for anything done after that point. There's some like tracking here with this, I don't even know where it was. Oh yeah, that was tracked. That was annoying. It looks pretty good, I think, after I finished it. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's all for this project. So we'll move on. I got other stuff I want to show you guys. God, it looks so wonderful. Like, it's so much stuff, you know? A finished project always looks cool like this. Alright, anyways. Let's go ahead and move on to, what was the other thing I had in my notes? Oh yeah, I wanted to show off this one. This is an effect I love. I don't have all the source files for it, so I'm gonna have to just like show you what it looks like first. Ooh. Oh god, alright, VLC. All right, VLC. Oh, it doesn't like this file. It's too big. Why is this 11 gigabytes? What was I thinking when I rendered this? Dear God. Actually delete this. Why did I render this at such a high quality that it's 11 gigabytes? Okay, don't do that. Pro tip from Inferno Plus, don't render your projects like that. So this effect right here is like one of my favorites I've ever done. It's not even that complicated. And it won't play because this file is 11 gigabytes and it's on an external USB drive. Oh, that's good. All right, we're gonna have to do something about that. So all this effect is I have green screened a warthog from Halo. I created a hacked map in Halo, which, you know what, I can show that, I think. I'm pretty sure I have it right here. Oh God. Oh. Alright, you're having a bad time, aren't you? Alright. No, don't say that. Do I have that file? I swear I do. Well, I thought I did. I can't find it all of a sudden. Well, come on. It was around here somewhere, right? I think it was maybe this folder. No, it was this folder. Yeah, there we go. Let's play some Halo C. Oh. It went full screen. I don't want it to go. No, don't go full screen. Oh, fuck. Come on. Delete this. Oh, we got problems. We got fucking problems all of a sudden. Alright. Don't do that. Is it recording still? Alright, we're still recording. Alright. We okay. That was fun. Let's try it this way instead. I think this is the shortcut I should be using. Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. It's still gonna take forever to load. You know, this game, it's 11 years old? I think it's 11. Might be actually slightly more than that. Might be 10, or sorry, 12. Yeah, so I created this map. Oh God, mouse is so sensitive and the game is so loud.
Slayer.
So yeah, I put this together like, you know, in 20-30 minutes of time. It's a fucking green screen map for Halo, and it works absolutely fine. And all I did was I ramped this warthog, or one of these warthogs, off the ramp here, and had a camera set at the bottom where I landed and recorded it from the side. Worked out super well. I thought it was, I just like doing, I don't know why, I liked that effect. It made me really happy putting it together. And here's the actual file for it. Once again, I'm missing some of the files, so some of it's not going to show up, but wait, what's that down there? Is that fucking... Oh, yes, Daddy! I didn't know I had this in here. Fuck yeah. My favorite... This is my favorite thing to use when I get a chance. Any of this. All of this is so good. I fucking love Zelda CDI and Link CDI. It's so good. Alright, Inferno Plus is less raw. So, yeah, I don't have the backgrounds, but... essentially, how this works is, it's... The Warthog crash comes in from off screen and lands on two guys and kills them. The way we actually killed them was we had them set an animation to a hotkey in Cheat Engine, and then like on my mark I called it, like hit the button, and they both like flattened instantly. So I had it where the Warthog landed on them right as the fucking thing came in. Worked out. It looked super good, I think. And I motion tracked the Warthog. There's actually a fake shadow too. Like I tracked the shadow in underneath the Warthog just to give it to make it look like it fit the scene better, as I thought that's very important. There's two shadows. Huh, I guess I did more than I thought I did. And here's the actual tracking for it in general, is that I actually when it lands, it goes over a bump, so I tracked the bump to like make it look like it was going over the bump in the actual Dark Souls scene. So, and of course this is all masked as well, so that you can't see the fucking ghosts in the background there. And then there's just a little zoom in with a little high. It's a little too low res. I probably should have re-recorded, but I'm lazy. Let me just pull up the fucking actual video off my channel. Boop boop, type. And of course it doesn't come up. Fuck me. Do I have to write my name in there? This is a video that no one watched. I don't know why. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's like everything but now. You gotta be kidding me. Please. Why is it high? It's like I said, no one watched this video, so it doesn't come up in search rankings at all. Way too easy. Yeah, there we go. Fucking Fortnite ad, of course. I like this effect. It may not be the most impressive thing in the world, but it just works for me, man. It made me giggle when I first put it together. All right, so moving on. I guess we'll move on from that. So also there was this video was about a mod I made for Halo that was it was like a Dark Souls mod. It had a whole bunch of cool stuff. It took a while to put together the mod, and it was a lot of fun. I played it with Zero Lenny and Patokia, so go watch that video because no one watched it. I felt bad. I think next we'll look at the Kids Next Door thing. This was a super simple. People really liked this. I was surprised by how many people who were like super into this fucking into this edit, because it was just like I needed an intro for a video, and I was like, I'll just do that. That sounds like fun. And me and Patokia put it together in like 4 or 5 hours. Well, the recording took like 2 hours or an hour, and then the actual editing took like 2-3 hours. You know, not too much. Ooh, oh, this is the fucking quantize. Never mind. Hold on. I need the actual one. Please. Really? I can't find it. Where is it? Come on. I think I named it something stupid, but I don't know what. Was it this one? No, this was some dumb shit. Okay, never mind. God, I should actually learn how to name my projects. I am so useless. What did I just open? This is an empty project? Nice. Nice. Maybe it's this. Just goof. Goof.veg. It's taking forever to load, so that seems about right. Because this had stream footage in it, and Vegas hates it when I load stream footage because it's usually really long. Yeah, this is before I finished it. This is like early, so it's gonna be this one is the finished version. Yep, really prepared, and I know what I'm doing on this video probably. Boys. Okay, so this is the actual finished one. Like I said, this is not that complicated of a project. It really didn't take that long to put together, and it doesn't have that much going on in it. Once again, I have the actual original behind the real one, or behind the one I'm working on, so like it's so that I can like compare against the original to like keep things accurate, and like, you know, when I need fucking reference for something. So these numbers are actually ones I put together in GIMP. All 4 of these, 5 of these, five. How do you count to 5? I looked at the originals that they had in the show, and I used the penning tool to like make accurate, like high-res vectorized versions of them, basically, and it looked pretty good because the ones in the show are blurry as fuck. I mean, you can tell. Look how fucking blurry that is. I can't make it any bigger without. It's blurry. It's blurry and it's bad. So I made my own. That's probably because the show was made 15 years ago or something ridiculous like that. All this is mostly just tracking once again. So like, I'm just tracking him in to fucking wherever I want him to be to get him further back, and then at a certain point, I luminance them to black, so you can just see like it fades them into blackness and then freezes. So that you can see I just freeze the frame, and then it just stays for the rest of the show or video, and you know, it just repeats. We just do this 5 times, and you know, once again, just lots of tracking to put them in the right spots so that, you know, it starts out center frame and then it tracks him into the spot he needs to be in. And at the end there, I make him do a flip, dual flip. Yeah, it's cool. And then this was made in GIMP. It's like full size. Oh, why is it white? Did I click on the wrong one? Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, so there's just like it's just a image I put together in GIMP real quick that takes the all the characters, and that was fun. It looks okay. It could have been better, but the proportions of the cartoon characters do not match the proportions of Dark Souls characters, so it's a little off. But I gave it my best shot, and then this is just jank, just standard fucking jank that you do in Sony Vegas with text, and that's it. Really easy, and people loved it. I wish it was always that easy. So last one I wanted to show was the Anor Londo. This is Anor Londo because that one was actually pretty complicated and interesting. Not like obscenely complicated. It was harder to shoot than it was to make, I guess would be the best way to put it. Because Dark Souls 1 doesn't have as many good tools as Dark Souls 3 from Machinima, and I'm also missing some of the background footage, but you can tell what's going on. So this is the thing that's interesting about this. You can see I've like manipulated the rate of the animations a lot to get exactly what I want in here. The Onion Bro here is actually recorded in a separate scene. So I recorded this by itself, and then I recorded this by itself. And the scene behind it I recorded by itself, and the table breaking I recorded by itself. So like all these things are... I'll pull up the actual video so I can kind of give a better explanation. And this one will probably come up in search results because people like that video. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate people, leaving nice comments and stuff. It's very helpful. So this is literally simple, just like a panning shot in the background, green screened in a character, with a little bit of like background. So you notice the shadowing, like I've talked about before, is you can see I've put a shadow behind him, so it makes him blend into the scene better. Because if there's no shadow there, you'll notice it doesn't look quite right, and that's important, like those little shadows. Then there's a quick cut there. I tried to make it as unobtrusive as possible, because the original video has no cuts, which is very impressive, or it has very few. There's like 2 or 3 in there, and I can't do that because this is Dark Souls, and it's hard to fucking shoot things in Dark Souls in one shot. So this character is separate is on a green screen. This character is on a green screen. This background on this side is recorded, and this table is on a green screen as well. And I guess the best way to show this is to go frame by frame. So I'll put it super slow. There we go. So draw the bow, and then he fires on the beat. So you'll notice the arrow. I can go back and forth, I think. So the arrow is currently on the bow. Then I've cut it. It's now just an arrow that's like an image. And the arrow on the bow is gone. I've cut it out. And then here, it actually connects with the onion dude. And I've actually moved to using the arrow that's in his head. Then the chair breaks. This is also in the background. And he gets thrown. So he actually gets thrown very far in the original clip. So I motion track it so he falls almost in place. And I cut like... 10 frames of animation out, and I like splice them together to make it work. Like I think I cut right there. There's a cut of like 10 frames of animation, because it was too long and he falls like too far in the actual shot. Then here, he gets back up normally, because when you get shot with an arrow in Dark Souls, you just get up like afterwards. But I actually cut it so it's literally just fucking like he just stops and it freezes frames him. And then there's some issues with like the movement, so there's some bad tracking, like right. I'm waiting for it. It's here somewhere. No, actually, I think we went past it. The bad tracking is earlier. It's bad tracking, but it's also like it's right there. You can see the tracking is fucked up on the background of the room there for a few seconds. It's so subtle that you won't notice unless you're looking for it. But it did annoy the hell out of me. It took me ages to make it look correct. Like it was the worst thing ever because the field of views were different and stuff, and I didn't know until the last second. And then the other part of this video is that I think this part is actually intact in the yeah, just lots of manipulation. This was a very tedious and difficult to put together scene, but I like the way it turned out. And then I did this part, which is actually intact. I don't have to try and just explain it. These are all these characters are copy pasted. I recorded them on a green screen, and just repeated them a bunch of times. You can see that right there. The character in the background is actually Patokia, and I had him follow a script and like walk specific lines. And I actually fucked up. So I recorded Patokia with the benches still in the scene like this. So the benches are still in the fucking scene. And this made me so mad after I realized I did it. I should not have done this because it means I had to like go through and carefully mask him so that you can't see the benches. And then it gets like really absurd right about here when he catches the bow. Like, look at this fucking masking, dude. It's so tedious to do that shit, and I was so annoyed that I fucked up like that, because it would have been fine if I hadn't fucked up. But yeah, the benches are actually cut out as well, so like to make it so that the characters who are placed in the scene afterwards, the dancers, are actually in the right places depth wise, I had to cut all the benches out and like paste them back in different layers and stuff. And you'll notice I fucked up in a lot of places, like it's okay, well, it's kind of hard to see on this small of a screen, but yeah, I fucked up. If you look like frame by frame at this animation here, I super fucked up. And as for the crossbow catch, so this is kind of interesting because you can't do this in Dark Souls, obviously. You see the crossbow is thrown from off screen and he catches it and then immediately turns and fires it. So the way we did this is we recorded the animation of him catching the crossbow twice, once with the crossbow invisible and once with the crossbow there. Then I animated a crossbow flying in from off screen, and at the exact frame he catches the crossbow, I switched the video from the video of him without the crossbow, so like from here without the crossbow to with the crossbow. You see, like that catch right there, that's what does the animation. And then this crossbow is animated in from the side with just some keyframing and stuff. And that's how that's done, and it's a very useful trick. You can do a lot of cool stuff with that. And yeah, I mean, aside from that, it was just a pain in the dick because of the masking issues I fucked myself on. And the doorway here was a little weird. I had to like crop the doorway in because the hat clips through it, and this is green screen, so it would look super ultra jank if I didn't do that. And I think that's it. Wait, it's what is it, 30 minutes, an hour? Longer than I expected. 42 minutes of me talking for fucking, oh my god. I didn't think it was gonna be that long. I actually thought this would be like a 10-minute video, but clearly I had more to say than I thought I did. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Editing is fun. I genuinely enjoy making stuff like this, and I genuinely enjoy using Dark Souls 3 as a machinima engine. I just hate playing the game because the game is, I've said it a million times, I think Dark Souls 3 is not fun. It just fails to be. There's like a million reasons, but the core is just that I play Dark Souls 3 and I don't have fun. That's all there is to it. It's just not worth it. But as a machinima engine, it is great because there's so many tools and so many cool things you can do with it. So yeah, I'll probably still do stuff like click to die instantly in the future. And yeah, could be good stuff. Thank you for watching this. I hope it was informative to some people who wanted to get into this kind of stuff, and I hope you have a good day as well. This is Bobsy the Bubcat. But fuck.